Hey guys, I'm Mr. McGill. I'll be your instructor for the next 6 weeks or so, and I look forward to doing the best I can to help you out with your reading and writing. What I want to do with this first announcement is, and by the way, this announcement is going to be a little more lengthy than the standard announcement because I want to cover a few introductory things that I won't need to do from now on. So, first of all, I've been at Delta. This is my 20th year. Just finished off my 20 years at Delta. I've been an employee for Lincoln Unified for about 27 years. So I've been in the teaching gig for quite a while, and I really enjoy it. I also really enjoy looking forward to retiring, which is a couple of years from now, I guess. But anyway, what you're seeing right here is the same view that you'll see in Canvas. Notice that down here at the bottom, I don't know if you can see it, but it says Reset Student, Leave Student View. So the pink means that I'm in student view. I just am curious about what you're seeing in Canvas. What you're seeing actually is the assignments that I've published. There are more assignments throughout the class, but right now I've just published those which should be focused upon at this point. I don't want to go over too many details because most of you have either used Canvas before and know what it's all about and how to use it, or you're technologically savvy and can figure it out. But I did want to go through some of the basics here. So you're looking at a picture of what we call the modules. Notice that I'm on home right now. Right here, I've clicked on home. And that's kind of what I want to encourage you guys to sort of be the jumping off point each time that you go into Canvas. And the reason for that is this. It's set up logically. The first part is an instructor's message. And there isn't a whole lot there. It's basically me saying hello and glad you're here. The next part is the next three parts, 1, 2, and 3, are called modules. Module 1, Module 2, Module 3. Our first module, well, first of all three of these modules are a reflection of the types of assignments. So I've divided your assignments up into 3 types. Those types are, number 1, grammar punctuation assignments. Number 2, essay assignments. And number 3, reading journal entry assignments. I'm referring that to that as RJE, reading journal entry assignments. Let's click on our first grammar punctuation assignment. And by the way, you notice under all the assignments is the due date for those. Okay, so I've got a calendar that I'm just a real rough sketch of a calendar here, a really rough calendar that I'm keeping my assignments on. And if you want to do that, if that's helpful for you, you could do the same. If not, you could just use this because it does have the due dates for all the assignments. Let's click on this first grammar punctuation assignment. Grammar punctuation is just what it says. It's mini lessons on grammar and punctuation. It says that this assignment is locked until June 22nd at 12 a.m. So you won't be able to see this assignment. Well, we can't see it right now as a student. But what I do in these grammar and punctuation assignments is I give you basically a picture of a piece of paper with information on it about that particular topic. In the case of our first assignment, the topic is the comma. And I go through a few situations wherein you need to use a comma, and I talk about why I chose those situations or those conditions within which you need to use a comma. And then I talk about how to do that, how to use the comma. Okay? After that, you are asked to copy and paste a series of sentences and fix those sentences. In this case, include the commas in the sentences, and then send that to me, and you're done. It shouldn't take very long. In fact, let me leave student view so I can actually show you guys what this looks like. As you can see, let me click on home. My view of Canvas is very similar to yours. I have a few extra little things that are used to develop lessons and such, but basically it looks the same. So let me go into the comma again here in my view, and this is what you're going to see. Grammar and punctuation, that's our assignment type. We're going to use this textbook, a pocket style manual, 8th edition. And then the topic of the lesson is the comma. It's found in this pocket style manual on these pages. I want you to click here with each of these assignments, because actually what I do is I read to you what you're seeing here, okay? If you're like me, if I can hear it, it helps it makes it more comprehensible and more easily understood. So you'll go through this lesson with me, and then you'll copy and paste the following and insert commas where necessary. Do not insert a comma where a comma is not necessary, and you can see the exceptions above here, exception, exception, etc. Okay, and then you submit it. Now you don't see a submission button here on my, because this is my view. On your view, you'll have a space where you can do your typing and then go ahead and submit it. Okay, let's go back to home. So again, our first type of assignment is grammar punctuation, and this first one is due on June 24th. Okay. Our second type of assignment is called essay assignments. You're going to be writing 2 to 3 essays. Your first essay is called a memoir essay. It's a nonfiction essay called the Memoir Essay. If I click on that, by the way, it's due June 26th. June 26th is the first submission, the first draft, and then notice that this says assignment 1, and then we have assignment 1 again. That's because our first assignment 1, the Memoir Essay, is the rough draft, the first draft submission. Then the assignment 1 final submission. So hopefully that clears that up for you. But let's click on this. On this I have directions. Okay, assignment number 1, a memoir essay. I've got all the directions here, and that's a lot of information that I put down. But again, I've recorded myself reading these directions. In this case, the only exception is the green font information I didn't read, so you'll want to read that on your own about a thesis statement. Okay, at the bottom of this, I have information on time slots for a meeting that I want to set up. And so make sure you read through this and listen to as I read it to you. Okay, let's go back to home. So what do? We looked at grammar punctuation assignment, essay assignment, and now let's look at the third and last segment of your class, which is the reading journal entry assignments, or RJE. The book we're reading is Balzac and the Little Chinese Seamstress. This first page, it's called a page technically, is information about the reading journal entry. Okay, so this is basically directions, instructions as to what I'm expecting you to do for this assignment, the RJE assignment. Now when you get down to the bottom of this one you'll have to read on your own. When you get down to the bottom of it, you can click here to go to the Balzac pre-reading assignment. So there's a pre-reading assignment that comes before it. I think you'll like it. First of all, because it's pretty simple, really. It doesn't require a whole lot of effort. And it's kind of fun, too. I've got a little part in there that's got a little bit of fun. And then the second link that I have here, click here, is to go to the first draft assignment. Okay, and that'll take you there, and that's where you will actually input your first draft of your assignment and submit that to me. Again, let's go back home. So we've looked at grammar punctuation assignments, essay assignments, reading journal entry, or RJE assignments. Okay, let me analyze all of these because they're all listed here, just so we're clear on what's going on. Again, the dates are below all of these, okay? The way you see this list of things or assignments is not a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. No, it's not that kind of order. It is in order by date, but notice that our first grammar punctuation assignment, which is due on June 24th, okay, is 2 days before this, which is due on June 26th, which is our first memoir, our first essay assignment, the first draft. And the Balzac pre-reading is due on June 24th. Now again, within each of these segments or modules, they are listed by date. So that's good. But you need to be following each one of the modules and make sure that you're keeping up with the dates on all of them, okay? I think after a day or two of getting, you get into this, maybe 1 to 3 days, you guys will catch on pretty quickly. And you certainly want to send me emails if you have any questions, okay? So that's kind of the organization of the modules. Again, I would stick to clicking on home when I'm going to click on my assignments. It's really logically set up here. Now, another way you could do this, looking at assignments, that is by clicking on assignments. And what it does is it takes away the module division and it just gives you a list of all of the assignments. And again, these are listed chronologically, so by date. So be sure you pay attention to this. Now this, you'll see that this has a couple of dates on it. It says not available until June 22nd, but it's due on June 24th. Again, not available until June 22nd, due June 24th. Not available until June 22nd, due June 24th, etc. Okay? So be sure you kind of understand the logic of the way these things are set up. If I click on modules, you'll notice that the modules pretty much look the same as when I click on home. The thing that modules does, though, when I click on modules, it gets rid of all of this information on the side. It makes it sort of a cleaner look, okay? Notice how that goes away. Okay, so you may like that look better. I like the home option because I do use a lot of this information here on the side, and the beauty of it is that it tells me what's coming up, and that will be true of your view as well on Canvas. It's going to tell you what's coming up. And there are other things too, new announcements, etc. Okay. See, I think that's all I wanted to cover as far as the organization of the modules and the assignments. Once in a while, I don't know how often, but occasionally I'll be asking you to meet me for a Zoom meeting. And by now I'm sure everybody has heard of Zoom. And I'm sure that most of, if not all of you, know how to use Zoom. So make sure that you become familiar with using Zoom. Whenever I want to have a Zoom meeting, I will send out an announcement stating that I would like to have a Zoom meeting, and that anytime I post an announcement, that gets sent to you via email. So check your announcements regularly, like every day, maybe even more than once a day, and check your email regularly as well. Okay. In fact, our first Zoom meeting is going to be coming up here soon, because I'm going to have you will be required to send me a couple of dates and times that will work for you, where you and I can meet individually on a Zoom meeting. So make sure that you are familiar with Zoom. Make sure that you know how to do that. Now, the way that I set up the meeting is I'm going to send you via email. I'm going to send you a link. And all you have to do is click on that link, and that'll take you to Zoom, and we should have no problem at that point. The last thing I want to talk about before we leave here is the importance of sticking with this, okay? It's 6 weeks. It's a 1A class. It is a 1A class that's equivalent to a CSU 1A class. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's going to be easy, because it probably isn't. But I'm tempted to show you guys a list of what could be covered in a 1A class here at Delta or any other 1A class that's the equivalent of a CSU 1A class. But I'm going to choose to not show you that list because it would be rather discouraging and depressing. So what I've done is I've sort of put it all together in a smaller package. Okay? And we're covering the really important things about 1A, the really important things of reading critically and knowing how to write well. And so as you go through this class, just know that if you're doing the best you can do, which means you're really focusing, you're really planning well, you're really determined throughout this entire process, because it is only 6 weeks. You're really determined to get the most out of this you can. If that's the case, I want to guarantee you guys that at the end of this 6 weeks, you will get a lot out of it. You will know a lot more about critical reading and writing, and you will be, if not at least a little bit better, as a writer. So do the best you can. Stay in touch with me. Email me when you have any questions, concerns, comments, whatever. And I'll get back with you ASAP. It's what I'm doing for the next 6 weeks. So you will find that I'll get back with you quickly. All right? Looking forward to the next 6 weeks, guys. Take care.